Hey everybody, I'm joined on the line by former world champion Maurice Hooker, who is facing Regis Prograis on April 17 on the zone from the MGM National Harbor in Maryland. Maurice, how are you doing?
I know I'm doing pretty good.
I'm pretty good myself. You and Regis are back in a big fight, and this fight, even though, it's not for a championship, it does feel, at least to me, there is a bit of a championship feel where you really have just two guys who were up there in the conversation for best 140 pounder less than a year ago, and you guys were in some incredible fights last year. Do you look at it that way, where it's more than just any other fight with no title at stake, given who the opponent is and the platform that you guys are on?
Yes, I look at this fight as a make or break at this point in my career. When I walk away with the victory, I make myself, available to fight for another world title. And if I lose, that's another step backwards. So I take this fight very seriously. I know I'm coming in as the underdog, and I'm willing to get in the ring and give all I have on fight night.
One thing I really find interesting is that when this fight was announced, it said in the press release and everything that this was said at a catch weight, I believe, 143 pounds. And I'm curious, of the decision of this making it a 143-pound catch weight instead of just making this a strict 140-pound fight. Was that more of a decision to sort of give you guys some extra weight to work with, or was there another particular reason for it? Because I saw that you were a little more 140 pounds in your last fight, even though I believe it was also at a catch weight, if I'm not mistaken.
It's just not for. I look at it, it's not for a world title. Why should I make 140? It's not for a belt not on line. So a belt not on line, why not have a catch weight? I mean, if the belt on line, it would have been different. It'd been 140.
All right, that's totally fair enough. One thing that after the fight against Jose Ramirez last year, it almost looked like you were gonna make the move up to welterweight. There may have been some struggles making weight 140 pounds. Does that now sort of change where now now the goal is to get back into the 140-pound title mix and become a two-time champ at 140 pounds?
Oh yes, that's my goal. To win another belt at 140 before I move up to 147. So hopefully by the end of the year I can win another belt before I move up.
Recently you've been making changes in your team. You've started working with Bomac, with Brian McIntyre since his last fight. How's that dynamic been between the two of you? So what's been the priority in camp? Is it looking to add new things to your arsenal, or is it just fine-tuning things here and there is to overall make you a sharper fighter in that regard?
I mean, it's been amazing. I'm down here working with alongside champion, besides Terence Crawford, Jermaine Henry, some other good guys, some more fighters. So right there is it helped me out a lot. They helped me out a lot. The coaches, everybody helped me out a lot. It just, it's helped me make a move to a better team. Where I can learn more. Make myself better.
You, Terrence, Jamel, I mean, those sparring sessions, I have to admit, I have to think that those sparring sessions must be pretty intense at times.
Oh yes. I mean, we get in there, we go hard, but we also trying to teach each other, work on each other's mistakes and work on our weakness. So, I mean, I had to bring my A game when it comes to sparring them guys.
What do you make of Regis Prograis as a fighter? I mean, obviously he's got all the talent in the world, and he was maybe a round or two away from beating Josh Taylor. I mean, you can make an argument that if the fight took place in the U.S., it would be Regis coming out on top. Did you see much of that fight between Regis and Josh, and if there's anything you can take away from that you think can help you with this fight?
I watched a little bit. I watched the highlights. It was a good fight. A lot of people say he lost the last couple of rounds, the championship rounds. Why he come walk away with it. But no, I can't take nothing from that because me and Josh Taylor don't have the same style. And I know style makes fights, and I know my style is the style, the one to beat Regis.
Obviously you want to get back to the top of the mountain and win a world title. But in your eyes, how do you see sort of that road back to the world title? Obviously, it would begin with you beating Regis Prograis, and you want to get back into the title mix and maybe win another title by the end of the year. Have you and your promoter spoken about what that path would be like or could look like if you beat Regis next month?
No, I'll be closer there for a title shot, but with me and my promoter, we just take it one fight at a time. No need to try to look over Reach because he's a good fighter and he's one of the best in 140. So we just take one fight at a time.
Mentally speaking, has there been a change in your mindset when you look at where you stand right now as a fighter compared to when you held the WBO title? I remember when you and I spoke the first time it was right after you beat Terry Flanagan. You still wanted to get that first title defense to really feel like you really have become a world champion. Now that you're several months after the Jose Ramirez fight, where mindset-wise, where do you stand right now as a fighter?
I still think I'm still on the base at 140. I just had a bad night with Jose Ramirez. And I just really get back in the ring and show the fighters that I'm still one of the best at 140, and I still want to be a champion at 140. So this fight coming up, I'm gonna come and give it my all to show the world that I'm still one of the best at 140.
You've spoken about the struggles you faced growing up and Johnson, how boxing has helped you navigate through those struggles, and you've spoken about inspiring kids who may be dealing with those same issues, and you wanting to be a role model. When you look at a fight like this, you look at this and say you want this something to be where kids look at you and think, man, Maurice lost his title, but he's still able to get back and learn from this setback, and maybe I can do the same and grow through adversity. Is that something that you also want kids to take away at this fight when they see you?
Oh yes, I want kids to look at me like I ain't backing down for a fight. In my eyes, you want to be the best, you gotta fight the best. Reach the best out there who are available to fight. So in my eyes, I just put myself to this test right here with Regis, to come on top. So I want all the young kids who come after me to test themselves, they want to be the best, to fight the best. I'm practicing hard and just ready to give it all I got.
And lastly, do you feel like there is still something that you have to prove, maybe to others or to any naysayers or to yourself at this point of your career? Do you look at this fight and think that there may be still levels that you haven't reached before, even when you were a world champion?
Yes, just been around with the new team, the way they box, they train, everything's on a whole level. And I feel like they can help me to get to the level I want to be on. And I feel like it's a lot of boxing skills I had that haven't showed the world. And fighting Regis, I hope I show everybody.
All right, Maurice, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. Best of luck in your fight against Regis Prograis, April 17 on the Zone from the MGM National Harbor in Maryland. Maurice, again, thanks for talking to me. Best of luck to you, and not just in this fight, but in your career moving forward.
All right, thank you.